Real quick before I start my review, this is my first video on this channel on YouTube. If you like it and want me to do more videos like this, feel free to comment down below or subscribe. Adventure Forward 2. Now, if you're new to Roblox or only play front page games, you've probably never heard of it. In summary, Adventure Forward 2 is a platforming story game that's played world by world in which you collect stars and symbols to progress. On the surface, that game seems pretty standard. You jump, run, and climb through all your obstacles to complete your goals and keep gaming. But there is more to meets the eye to this game. That is why I'm going to give a rundown through the game, give my honest opinion on it, and give it my rating. Fair warning, this review will spoil the game's main playthrough, so if you plan on playing it blind, just play it. It's free. Link in the description. You start out in Adventure Forward 2 being greeted by this person named Selim. How do you say his name? You get greeted by this person who has chosen you to become the next Star Savior. This is because this powerful being named Celestial is doing bad, and we gotta stop that. However, in order to defeat this bad boy, you first must gain the trust of these powerful beings named the Points. They guide you to the first level adventure grounds, and honestly, if you've ever played any platformer game ever, you know what this level's going to be like. Grass, water, giant hammers, the usual. The goal of each world is to collect things called stars that you can use to impress the Points and get their symbol, which unlocks areas and progresses the game. However, before you get a symbol, you must first beat a harder version of that map, which can sometimes be easy and sometimes be... ouch. The second level is all about music. There's music-themed places everywhere, and you can get plenty of stars inside of this area, as similar to the first level. However, something that's also prevalent in these worlds is red coins. Red coins, if you obtain one, do nothing in itself, but if you get 8 of them, you get a star, which that star can be very crucial for, let's say, if you need to unlock another area, or if you need to impress a point, or all sorts of things. There are also 16 red coins in each level, meaning you won't have to die trying to find every single red coin, and hopefully you will survive just a little longer. After getting through the 2 first worlds, players probably starting to feel pretty good. I mean, you've beaten 2 levels, you've gotten 2 points, and you're ready to ace this third one right on. However, things start to take a turn from here, for you see, this is the first level with a boss fight. Compale, the point inside of the area, challenges you to a fight after the first challenge is completed, and then you must fight him inside a 1v1 arena, which you only have a shooting star which you must point and click in order to attack. This fight is no joke, and you will probably die several times. The camera can shift, they hit you with ground pounds and all sorts of other obstacles, but if you beat them and if you do well, you will be able to get to the next level. Not every point will have a boss battle inside of this game. However, when they do, it is no joke, and you have to prepare. World 4 is a doozy to deal with. Much like the Pale Knight from Hollow Knight, there are saw blades everywhere, and this guy is obsessed with them. First off, you'll be seeing saw blades, you'll be seeing hammers, and you'll be seeing this new power-up, which gives you saw blades on your arms and allows you to connect to walls and go places pretty fast. However, this level is not much different than the other levels. Just jump, run around, and collect that point. By now, the game has really only been platforming, defeating bosses, and having a good time. It seems that it's probably just a standard platformer in which you defeat the enemy, and there's nothing to it. But this is where it changes. In World 5, Star Sanctuary, there is a lot of things that happens. For one thing, a lot of people in there are NPCs, and you can talk to them. And there's also Cloud Strife. What? And the main point, Anshine. You do all the things as standard, and you talk to Anshine the Point, and before he gives you his point, he talks to you, and he wants you to come into this certain room. Inside of this certain room is where, supposedly, a person named Stratosphere died. Stratosphere, who is the protagonist of the first game, supposedly died inside of this location. However, Anshine is feeling like something is off, and that there was more to this battle. something that may be hinting something else later on. Obviously, there could be no foreshadowing, it's just a Roblox game, right? World 6, also known as Edgy Crescent Moonman Land, is a place where there's lots of sand everywhere and lots of sandbox aspects. And you can expect what's inside of here. You have stars, you have parkour, and you have red coins, but you also have a boss battle. Not much to say about this world, but it is a nice place to be. Worlds 7, 8, and 9 are the last levels inside this game. You've gotten pretty far, you've beaten a lot of challenges, and surely these next worlds shouldn't be too hard of a threat, right? Well, World 7, not super memorable. There's a lot of dragons, and there's a lot of chaos, but other than that, pretty reasonable. World 8 is a little bit annoying, but mainly for two factors. One, these little robot dogs that try and push you off and are very, very infuriating. If you play the game, you know what I mean. And for two, one marble section in which you cannot stand. I mean, let's be honest. Can you really tell anyone that if you're going to be playing Monkey Ball with obstacles in a parkour game, that also has a lot of speedy sections in which you have to control really quickly? Yeah, it's going to be a hectic time. World 9, however. I hate this level. Distortion Paradise. Now, you may think that that name sounds, yes, I'm going to have a great time. You're not going to have a great time. Semi-invisible kill bricks, piranhas that track you when you're inside water, weird bubble things that kill you. I don't understand what that is. Add fire, chaos, and everything into a boiling mix of chaos, and you're going to have World 9. And that's not even the worst part. Inside of the challenge level, there are exploding TVs that home into you. There are conveyors which you have to jump from left to right in, and there's just general chaos in the mix. In fact, it is one of the hardest levels inside of Adventure Forward 2, and it took me a very, very long time to get past it when it was my first time around. However, if you keep persevering and keep trying, you will eventually beat this. And now, you have beaten every single world inside of Adventure Forward 2. Feels pretty good, right? Right. After all of the worlds being complete, you finally did it! You're going to beat the final boss. But Selim is nowhere to be found. You look around the Sky Imperium, which is the main hub of this world. You didn't realize. You look around and talk to all the points, and apparently he's gone missing. You look around and you approach the final door, in which you see that a lot of people have been standing there and are ready to greet you. As all the points enter the door with you, you eventually meet up with Selim. At this point, Selim and Exol meet, and suddenly Exol starts freaking out. He starts claiming that Selim killed the voices inside of his head, and Selim actually admits to doing this. He then reveals that all of this was just an elaborate setup for him, the creator of all of these things, to be able to have a narrative. Now, of course, this guy, in our sense, is talking complete nonsense, so we've got to beat him up, right? Well, things aren't that easy. He teleports us first to a tea party with this random character named Stratosphere, which supposedly died, but then teleports us to this place named Shattered Starscape. Now, this level is not very hard, let's be honest. You've gotten through 9 levels, and you've gotten through so many more stars that it is pretty much a cakewalk at this point. After you beat Shattered Starscape, you finally go on a 1v1 battle with Selim, and you shoot him in the face with a star launcher. It's not very hard, don't worry about it. And so you meet up with all of the points, and they're very glad that you're okay. But one thing I forgot to mention about the bosses in this game. Most of the time when you defeat a boss, they have some form of second phase to them. And Selim is no different. In fact, Selim was actually not defeated, and actually steals your weapon mid-fight in order to reveal the fact that they were the main protagonist, Celestial, this entire time. And everything that happened was of their creation, and was of their manipulation. And now, the real final boss begins. You have no weapon, you have no defenses, the only thing you can do is run away and try not to get hit. However, the other points which have helped you along this journey are going to help you now. And so if you grab the points inside of this final battle, and if you can have them help you to defeat Celestial, then you can defeat this boss and you can win the game. And that feeling, that is why I really like this game. In fact, it has a lot of emotion to it in this final moment. Unless you've never played the game, you should play the game! One of the first Roblox games that I played on Roblox was Adventure Forward 2, and it was a really good one. Back when most of the front page games were mostly everything that everyone was playing, I thought that it was basically just only a multiplayer site that couldn't cater to anything else. However, this game heavily caters to a single player experience and the person who's playing instead of just the majority, and it's a really nice change of pace. However, this game does also have some unfortunate backstory. The creator of this game, Explode1, was terminated from Roblox for pedophilia. Personally, in my opinion, being a pedophile is unethic. Because of this, the original has become unplayable for some parts, but however, some person who found the original source material made a copy of it that can be played by anyone. So if you want to check it out, link is in the description. For my final rating of the game, I'm going to give it a 9.2 out of 10. Or just 9 out of 10 if you don't like using decimals. This game is really fun, has a lot of variation, and even content after you complete the main game. It also has a lot of different worlds in which you can unlock via Robux donations, which, if you were previously playing the game, you'd have to spend on it, but currently now you don't have to since it's a pre-uploaded version. But each of those Robux products had 3 to 4 new levels in which you could explore and all sorts of things, and everything else was entirely free. In fact, the entire experience feels so detached from Roblox since mostly everything is so heavily monetized now. However, one detachment that also could come from this game is the amount of difficulty. The difficulty curve is pretty well, but once you are not very used to Roblox and just want to have a good platforming experience, only being able to jump once or other things may be a bit of a detachment. I'd recommend this to anyone who wants to play a different experience from normal Roblox, and would like to have a fun story or a fun challenge. If there are any games you'd like me to review or to commentate on, just tell me inside the comments and I'll see you next video.
Nice throw!